All right. Look like we live.
All right.
What up, good peoples? This your boy
Right,
Jeff
man.
B. Got my boy Obi with me. What up,
Good.
Obi?
Good. Chilling, man. Uh, I'm
Cool.
just ready to get this little show going, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Appreciate you coming on, man. I know it's been a long week. You know, got stuff going on
Yeah.
in life. You know,
Yeah. Definitely. I'm tired of school. Think I got about 4 more weeks left before I get a good break. We'll be right back at it again for the spring semester, man. Trying to get this stuff done. You know,
no doubt,
you know
no
what
doubt.
though? It's one teacher that just make it all bad. You know what I'm saying? Just one teacher. Just I gotta see this person twice a week, and they hell. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Well,
Hell on 2 feet.
for sure. It only take one teacher to make it a bad experience. So no doubt. But man, appreciate everybody tuning in, man. This is Thawed News Live. We come on every Friday at 8 p.m., man, and just kind of hit some hot topics, whether it's in news, pop, culture, or whatever, man. You know, we just kind of take it where we want to take it. So, man, we appreciate y'all coming on. If you can, like the stream, share the stream, man. We appreciate all the love. Man, so Obi, what's on your mind, man? What you been seeing out there?
uh, I don't know, man. I just got done watching. It's the little guy I watch on YouTube. His name is the name of the channel is TD Media, and I just watching him, and he showed us a video of the migrants like rushing the border, like they beat up a couple of military people. You know what I'm saying? They kind of bold though. Those dudes out there with big ass M16s and whatever they carry now. I don't even know if they carry M16s no more. It don't even look like that's what they carry. Like they got a whole new piece of equipment. Whatever it is, big long ass gun that I wouldn't want to be messing with. And these dudes, about 100 men, about 150 men rushed the gates. Hey, I see the video. It's like 4 or 5. Can't be no more than 10. I know it ain't 10. Soldiers trying to keep them from crossing the barricade. Like dude said, it looked like a scene from The Walking Dead. You know how they get a big group of those zombies that come and rush the gate. That's what it looked like.
Man.
Um, but the one thing that I noticed that I really think is going to end up being more trouble than it's worth in the following years is the number of young men like military age um, ones that's coming over here, and they don't have any, like I don't see them having any more of a path forward to success than you or me. Maybe even less so. So where you think that's going to lead to? Some crime, where you already see it leading to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just watching that, and I'm trying to figure out what the administration's end goal is, because they here. You know, I've noticed them here, even though they seem to be a little more quiet. The ones that are here, they don't, that I know of, but I don't really, mess around in that size business anyway. So if they are out here, mixing it up, if one of my people ain't told me about it, I'm probably not aware of it, but I am aware that they're here, and I've seen them, and it'd be the same thing. It's a group of dudes, it's young guys, they's hanging around in the Walmart, like 7 or 8 of them just walking around. They don't have no car, so we could never do that. You know what I'm saying? They'll instantly be following us,
Right.
We come in there 3D, don't grab a car. The camera following us down every aisle. So, the whole, they got where they telling them they have to stand down and they can't do anything to them. And I don't see that leading to anything good. People always say, let's not blame the migrants. But if you got this set of people coming over here that's wild like that, I'm thinking you're gonna have to start holding these people accountable at some point.
You think so?
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that people don't tell is that, and this is one thing about history, it always repeats itself. You think about the Christopher Columbuses that were sent; they were basically migrants that were sent over here, and they were the scourge of society.
Yeah,
Those are people that they wanted to get rid of. Like go to that land over there, figure out something over there. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And it's the same thing now with them. They're not sending their best and brightest.
No, no. I was explaining that to sitting here with my girl talking about that. I had my mom on speakerphone, and she was kind of trying to catch up to it because older people they be on it, but they don't.
Right.
So, and that's what I was telling her. They ain't not. I don't really think it's they sitting. I like, why would they be sitting their best and their brightest here in that capacity? I said he emptying jail cells out. He emptying the crazy houses out. He's sweeping up people who living on the street. You too sick. He probably sending you over here too. See, that's the other part that don't nobody talk about is you don't because they got stuff over there that we might not be having got going on over here right now.
Right.
But you know, you just letting people come unfettered across the border. You really don't, it's not just the Hispanic people coming across. You got people from Nigeria,
Yep.
China. Like how the hell you making it from way over there to Mexico to come up through Mexico?
Right.
And so that whole I don't know, the whole situation is weird. It just seemed like it's a little more to it than they letting on. I don't know.
Like always.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
always
yeah.
that. They ain't gonna tell you the whole story.
They ain't gonna tell you the whole story. I think a lot more people involved, way more deeply than they letting on. I'm talking about from the start of these journeys all the way up to the point where they get to the border. Because you have to think about the fact that you would think if somebody came from Venezuela, right, walking, now where Venezuela on the map in regards to the border in Texas.
Right.
Okay, so you telling me these people set foot and they don't walk all this way.
A whole
And when they
continent.
get up here to the border, they clean as fuck. They shoes is intact. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't look like they've been through no 7 or 8 country walk.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just to me that just hit me weird. I would think that they would be a little more tattered and worn and beat down and all that. But then every time I see the video of them, they're all clean, relatively clean. Not saying that they sparkling and fresh to death, but they don't look like they don't been on no however many 2-week walk. You would think they'd be carrying them people across the border, man.
Right.
But that's what made me think. I'm like, so somewhere in there, somebody on some funny shit, or like I said, they really just shipping them up to a certain point and putting them out. But okay, we got y'all from y'all, But like I'm trying to figure out how they making it through all these countries that supposedly have all these criminal organizations running the border that don't let people through and kidnapping and all that. Like, and maybe it is money talking. But then where the hell they get money if you got a house that got a tin roof and 3 walls? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I don't know.
Yeah, it's
You know,
multi-layered for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
And I'm sure, what I'm saying, if they passing through where, it's some gangs or, some organized crime, I mean, they see opportunity, they gonna make it across. Oh, I can pay you to get something across for
yeah,
me.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So they can pick that up as well. But
yeah,
no matter what it is, it's not what it's being made out to be. They ain't coming from this land of opportunity and
it's
all that. Okay, come on, bro. Like,
it's really hard to talk about it without seeming kind of cruel. You know what I'm saying? In regards to those people, because I believe that in within the mix, it is some people who really need to get out of their situation.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I don't really think it's that many. You know what I mean? I don't really think they should be coming in that number. And I really, but I don't know. I just see, I just see down the road that this is like way far from being over. Even if your boy Trump get in office, he's gonna have a long, arduous job on his hand. It's gonna take 2 administrations to get, maybe 3, to get that what's happening right now to even get that under control. Because we don't even know who here, where they at.
right,
You know what I'm saying? What they doing? If we catch them, we letting them back go. We letting them go. We
right.
letting them back outside.
Yep.
You see, if you're paying attention to Chicago, they've been wilding out in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
what I'm saying New
that's
York.
the other side of it too. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I and this shifts it kind of to, you know, the effect on our community, because
yeah,
that's who's going to hit it the worst. You know what I mean? When they make these sanctuary cities and all that, it's always in urban centers.
yeah.
Like, they ain't sending them. They're not sending them down to Troy, Michigan, or Ann Arbor, or, you know, like, no, it's going to be Flint,
And
Saginaw, Lansing, the city of Lansing,
yeah,
not East. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
yeah.
know,
Well,
it's
the people who wanting it, you know, the white liberals who keep voting because they got the numbers to do it. You know what I mean? That's who keep saying they want it. But the thing is, none of them living out there with y'all. That's why you want it.
yeah,
Now,
they
when they
only
start
want
bringing them out there to y'all's community centers and little schoolhouses and telling them, you know, we finna set up a tent city in this park right here, and your kids now all of a sudden, you know, they gonna be fired up. But they don't never. That's what killed me about them is they do this stuff like it will never ever creep over onto your side.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when they do, they it's usually way too late to really do anything about the situation, and then they always overreact when it's time to
Yeah,
actually. So you know, I just see that. That was just one thing I think about. That just one. And I was when I seen that video, I was still waiting on the link, and I was just like, man, you know, that is going to be real ugly. And like he said, the closer it get to the election, the larger the numbers gonna get, the wilder the situation gonna get, especially if it start looking like your boy Trump gonna be getting in office.
yeah,
Um, the border is gonna be a crazy place. Come
it is.
about October, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some type of what they call a tragedy happen down there at the border. If it don't happen way before then, you
It
know what I'm
just might.
saying? It might.
Um,
You know, you
I
got them
know
down there
Texas.
attacking frustrated soldiers with guns.
Yeah, well, it's gonna happen. I know Texas in particular. I know Texas is not the only place they coming across the border, but Texas in particular just passed a bill basically taking over their own border. They're
Yeah.
like, we're not waiting on the feds. We finna
Yeah.
do something about
Yeah.
it now. I think it's like House. It was like Senate bill or House Bill 4 out of Texas. For
Um,
anybody that wants to look it up. But yeah, they just passed their own border security bill. So Texas, like, we ain't putting up with it. Y'all better go on over to New Mexico or California. So, like,
yeah, the thing,
you crossing our border, it ain't gonna happen. So,
you know, your boy DeSantis and them is wilding out on the Haitian.
oh man, well, you know,
They've been wilding out on the
Haiti,
Haitian though. Well, that's what I don't understand is it's okay for people to come down here through this border if they come in here and they certain type of people and they look this way. But the people who really probably really in all actuality, the people who really should be running to try to get here are you turning them back,
man, turning them back, flying them back.
flying them back. You know,
Yeah,
they really, you know, because they say, well, these people come here because of turmoil and this, that, and the other. Like, man, these people, the entire island is collapsing.
right.
Or they stay side of the island. Let's put it that way. You know, so,
Hmm.
because the other side, of course, you know, the Dominican Republican side, they not. I don't think they're gonna be as affected as that the Haitian side. That's another story.
Right.
But you know, those people trying to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? If people dying, they losing their homes, they on the street, you know, that's really what you seeking asylum from. That's
Yep.
a real reason to seek asylum, not because um like you're not supposed to be a seeker for financial reasons, seeking asylum.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of those people from Venezuela come from. They saying they seeking trying to find work. If you listen to what when they give you a reason for being here, it's not because it's so wild and I got this dictator tapping my toes every 10 minutes. It's like I'm here because I want to work. So what that tell you is I'm gonna come here and get my job and I'm sending my money back to Venezuela. And we lose so many billions of dollars a year here from people doing that. And I think that's something that should be curbed because if you're gonna live here, then you need to be spending your money here. If you want to if you want to have money at home, then go home and make your money.
Right.
Because I don't really think they would let us come to their country, make their money, and then send it back up here. Not for long. No, they ain't even gonna let us come there.
Not at all. Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get out there because I don't want to get, y'all they be talking about, that guy that you have on there, man. He's something else. So I
Man,
don't, but that's just, I don't know. That's just the reality of it. But I think a lot of people feel like that, but you know, it's
it's
wild.
yeah, it is. That's going to be a hot button issue this whole year and even going forward, but especially as we come up on this election, because it's going to be one of those issues that, they're going to have in debates and different things like that. It's going to be, something that they're going to talk about. But speaking of politics, speaking of the, future
Yeah.
debates and all of that, I wanted to shift to, what, it's kind of a continuation of last week, talking about President Biden's visit to Saginaw.
Yeah.
And so, in the aftermath of that, you know what I mean? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot of pushback. There's a lot of pushback
It should be.
in the
It
Black
should be.
community. Like, he didn't come and do what he said he was going to do.
You know?
And like I made mention to last week, I know I wasn't happy about it, even though I'm not a Biden supporter. But you know what I'm saying? I'm a community supporter.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna always speak up for the community. You ain't gonna come and play us like that and expect,
Mm-hmm.
that you'll get flowers and roses out of it. Like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't me that you necessarily made a promise to, because I wasn't going no matter where you was at. But certain people in the community that still vote that way, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
promised them that you were going to come talk to them, and you didn't do that. And you should pay a price for that. You should.
Yeah. You know what though? They still gonna go pull the lever for him. In my heart of hearts, that's why they keep doing what they're doing because they know they not gonna. Ain't nobody gonna get. Not enough of us gonna get mad.
Yeah.
So, that's why they could get on. Like I said, they could get on CNN and be like, "Don't even pay attention to them."
Yeah.
So you can't even take them seriously.
Right. Yeah, that's the conundrum that we're in, and I even presented that to some people that I talked to about it, because and I presented it in a way. I was like, okay, what I'm saying, if I put on, I wear this hat mostly, but if I put on their hat, my response to y'all would be, well, why would I do anything different? Why would I
Yeah.
come see y'all?
All
I
right.
know I did say it, but things change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why would I really come and give y'all, my attention and my time when y'all have never shown that y'all won't vote for us?
Mm-mm.
You've never shown that. So there's no reason for me to change my behavior. I dance in y'all
Mhm.
face every 4 years. We pull hot sauce out of our purses, and
Yeah.
we dance with HBCU bands, and we do all this symbolic, bullshit.
Yeah.
When it really come down to it, and sometimes we catch a little flack for it. Sometimes y'all be like, hey, that's offensive, or hey, and we just let time go by, and what I'm saying, we do something else symbolic to kind of, get you back on our side, like, we still with y'all, what I'm saying, we shuck and jive a little bit, and come November, y'all vote at a 90% clip for us.
I mean, but for the people here, um, that should have been a real intimate way for them to have seen how those people feel about them. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
absolutely. And that's
Um,
what I wanted to push. It's like,
yeah,
damn, like, how many times, like, you gonna get slapped in your face
that was
before
a
you duck or something? Like, come on, man.
that
Y'all
was a
be
very
surprised, like, oh
a
my God,
very
you slapped me again. Like,
that was a very intimate slap, like close. Let me smell your cologne type of jooking. You
man,
know, because and I know it make me feel bad because I know it was our elder class that feeling the largest disappointment because they was probably really looking forward to being in the same room. Because that's part of their thing is they that's what they like. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that they want, and then you deprive them of that, and then you still gonna turn around and say, "Hey, man, I need you to help me get this
right,
job." But that's why I don't really agree with our. I'm tired of having our church people be the ones who handle that stuff. You
right,
know what I'm saying? Church people should do church shit, and that's it.
right.
Okay. It ain't no disrespect to anybody who see this, and they, you you religious and stuff, but we don't see nobody else having a church leaders handle shit like this.
No.
Not to this length. Yeah, they got some say so or whatever. They get included on the stage, but they're not getting the pressing issues. They're not running the pressing issues with Joel Osteen or um whatever the little dude that looked like Hobgoblin. I can't even think his name right now. I can't even think of dude's name, little white dude.
Yeah.
But he's one of them big mega ones that they always in his face.
Right.
Um, but us, it's either because you see they still trying to trot the rappers out.
Yeah. Which is
You know what I'm
embarrassing.
saying? And that is
Ain't
a
even the best
shame.
rapper.
That's the
They
only place
even
that
the
we could.
astute rappers. It ain't even the ones that actually can talk with some sense.
No, no, they're not doing
It's
that.
it's the ones that's big stereotypical uh
Man,
ignorant mom. Like,
man. So, I'm just,
yeah,
I don't know whether
Glorilla. Yeah, I throw a couple names out there, but
I
man,
seriously be trying to figure out like who are their strategists if they why they haven't been listening because most of us been saying like that's not really gonna fly anymore. You're gonna have to find something else to do. And you still hear them talking about them. We finna have a meeting with these 6 rappers that don't none of us even pay attention to no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I
oh,
don't even know why
got it.
trying to talk to these people. We don't even pay attention to these people no more. Like
Man,
they
they
don't
try to
have that type of pull in our community no more. Like what do
right. They
you
try
know
to Fat
saying?
Joe out for something. I forget what it
uh,
was. Like
and you
Fat
know
Joe. Like, he
and
ain't in black. Like what are we doing? Like,
And then as far as them, like the church thing here, it's like, it's ain't nobody in the church with no pool. That's why they don't care about not showing up. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Now I bet you they didn't go directly to no churches over there with them other folks. They had actual activists, community leaders there to talk to them people. That
Oh,
might
no
be
doubt.
at the church, but they not in the church.
Right.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's another vein that I wanted to pull because beyond what Biden did, because Biden ain't from here.
Yeah,
So what I'm saying, you get a president that comes to a certain area. It could be Michigan, it could be Ohio, wherever. Like he's gonna depend on the locals. Like, where do I need to be? You know what I'm saying? So it ain't even him saying, I'm gonna go here and I'm not gonna talk to you. He don't even know. You know, like he's gonna depend on his team, he's gonna depend on his party. And so it's those folks who are really to blame. The
yeah,
folks that run these local parties, these state parties, the people that we know that are right here in the community. And that's the piece that I wanted to touch on because that was the most heinous part.
yeah,
Like that was the reason why it switched from the black church to then going to, what I mean, the house that it did with these two, LGBT people. And, that was a whole white liberal switch. Boom. You know what I'm saying? And those are the folks that run the party.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And so, and with that, it put a whole different spin on everything because they brought Biden there with these white liberal folks to hype up a white liberal candidate that's
yeah,
running for U.S. For Congress against one of our own. You know what I mean? Which that's what really ticked me off because I've been openly supporting
and
our
that's why
major candidate here.
and that's why we need to separate from them. And because they don't know, they know we ain't, but they also know if we do decide to, it's gonna hurt them real bad.
Oh, they know that.
But they so sure of themselves that they took that risk. You know
We
what I'm
never
saying?
shown them any different. That's why they know that if we do it, it'll hurt.
Yeah.
But we haven't shown them that we'll do it. So
But
we're
and I
gonna
think
walk
that
on that
the
line.
fact that message that you giving right now is what they need to hear. People, the people who done got duped. Somebody need to explain that to them. But those church leaders, them niggas is not gonna do it. Okay,
No,
because they
because
still trying to have
they're getting
access.
the bag.
At the end of the day, they're gonna try again to get their access.
Oh, absolutely. Man, that's the black bougie our bougie folks, our boule folks. You know what I'm saying? They'll throw black folks under the bus for access
Yeah.
at a drop of a dime. Like
And
if
that's what that be about. They want access. So if I
oh
do
yeah,
decide I want to do this, I can have your backing. You might even want to give me a place on your cabinet in the city or the state. You know what I'm saying? Which means at
mhm.
some point I can work my way up to the national. And I'm just like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get honest folks on our side because it's too much. It's too much at stake.
Yeah, so many levels of power to it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? The the county Democratic Party, the
yeah,
state Democratic. There's levers of power in there and dollars. You know what I'm saying? That people are hard pressed to give up.
yeah.
You know what
You
I'm saying?
can't
Because
even get a
that's their
pack.
whole life.
Can you imagine if black people got a pack?
Man, we
You
we
know what I'm saying?
so need
But
one.
but you all we even if we did, it would always be the risk of it being infiltrated and corrupt. Nobody else has to worry about that but us. Every time we try to get something, somebody has to come and slide in, and either they're gonna put a stop to it or they're gonna start steering it in a direction that it don't affect them no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why you have to stop messing with these letter people. Sorry, you let them do their own thing. These little white liberals that like to come and smile and pat you on the back and try to cheese you up, you need to start telling them to get out my face. Because if you're not talking about something that's tangible for me, that I can see, that I could touch, that can make my family markedly better, you know what I'm saying? Do something small for me, like give me my goddamn trash cans. How about that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do something small for me, like fix Wadsworth that been messed up since I've been fucking 15 and I'm 45.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You know, don't do stuff like take ramps off because a couple of y'all are scared. Get some balls. Y'all be why y'all always scared and them said y'all show pick times to be scared.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like with us, we have to start being selfish with ourselves. And for some reason, we like real scared to do that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We scared about whatever they gonna think about us, what kind of fingers gonna be pointing at us, and who gonna have an attitude about it. Well, when they start messing with you, they don't think about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Just that stunt that they pulled with Biden should have let everybody know that they don't even care, bro.
Right.
They'll kick dirt in your eye and then come back over and sit and try to have a beer with you after they know they done kicked the dirt in your eye. Oh, it
Yep.
was an accident. It wasn't, we didn't really mean to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it should be. And then you got them running against us. It should be war, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
Nope. No,
Nope.
we've and that's in our DNA, man. We the
Yeah.
most forgiving folks on the planet.
Yeah.
We need to, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't nothing wrong with being forgiving. There ain't nothing wrong with
They they
grace.
they they would not want to see me. They would not want to see me in their arena because they wouldn't like me. Because every time they do something like that, I'll make sure I say something about it.
Yep.
And see, instead of our leaders doing that, because you got the megaphone to do it, who cares if it create controversy? Quit being a jackass, and we won't have these controversies, and you won't be in them.
Right. Yeah.
But we don't have people who's gonna say who's gonna call them on their mess. They should have been called on they should have got called on their mess publicly the day that they did it and very loudly.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, that should have been a whole press conference and everything.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like we
immediate.
see what you did. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't appreciate it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? And you're gonna pay for it politically, like our folks down in Birmingham, in Dearborn. They like don't even come here.
yeah.
Like you ain't you ain't doing what we want you to do. Like
But
we ain't even gotta talk about it. Like
I
you ain't
mean
even
that
gotta
like
do it.
that. But see, they leaders aren't captured.
No, and
You
their
know what I'm
leaders are
saying?
actually being leaders. Like the
Yeah,
person that's leading their campaign is the mayor of Dearborn. Is the you know what I'm saying? Like he which is the main one who normally would invite a president to the town, with the mayor and have a little. He like I don't care. Like we on code.
yeah.
Like, so
I
they didn't
mean,
create that
but
gas back and everything.
it's more of us getting on that code, but it's still a lot of us that aren't. But I also think the reason why a lot of us don't get on code is just because we just don't, it's not talked about to us. And if
Right.
it is talked about to us, it's not talked about in a way that uh, either you don't want to hear or you can like kind of get, they'll start trying to be, you know how they get when they start trying to talk to you and they can figure out that you really can't keep up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They'll speed up on your ass real quick and leave you behind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us, it's just so, and I can't get mad at us as people because that's what, you know, our focus don't be there. Our focus be on a lot of other stuff, but it don't be that. And
Yeah.
I
I
think for
mean,
so long, people don't focus on it because they look at it like, well, who the hell are we supposed to turn to, really?
yep. It's a lot to it for sure. And then, life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You're dealing with life, man.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You're working every day trying to take care of your family. Like, do
yeah,
you really have time
yeah. And I,
to dig into
and I,
this stuff? That's
they,
why I feel like, well, for me, I've always looked at what I've been able to do in the community as a privilege,
yeah,
because most people don't have that type of time. And most people, you know what I'm saying, you're dealing with life. And you know what I'm
because
saying,
if
we get
you,
to the age now where, you know what I'm saying, our parents are starting to die. And you know what
yeah,
I'm saying, you're dealing with so much. So
yeah,
much.
then you think about it. Um, the way that they move as far as you being able to have the time for yourself is they all, it took me some years to figure out how they all work together.
They
But
all work.
the public sector and the private sector and the jobs, and they try to act like they two different entities, but they work in tandem.
It's
They
all in
make
concert.
laws. They don't want to pass laws to pay you enough money, so you only can work one job. So now you got enough time to pay attention to what they're doing and start holding them accountable for it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to work three jobs, and they making it hard so they can do whatever and that's whatever they want. And basically, what people gonna have to do is pull back, and it might make you feel. And I've been thinking about it, man. We in a place in the world where people have things wrong with them, and they don't feel like they should complain about it. That's how well trained we are as a society. That we the type of squeaky wheel that'll never get oiled because we made it honorable to take shit.
Yeah, it's that hustle culture.
Yeah,
Where, you know what I'm
like
saying? The
and for
more you
me,
hustle, the more you struggle, the more
man,
you
when I talk to
grind.
people, I tell people, I told a dude in the store that they said, man, why should I complain? I say you should complain because the squeaky wheel get oiled. If you don't ever state what's wrong and what you want, then you gonna always be miserable. Like I refuse to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you have, that's why when they start talking, oh, y'all always acting like a victim. I said, well, why are you always there to hear my victim stories? I said, they
Man.
must be interesting to you because you always here to hear them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I said, why don't you tell your victim story? You act like you ain't been victimized. That's y'all problem. Is y'all won't, instead of saying I don't want to be victimized either, you say if you be victimized too and be cool with it.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, but that's the,
No,
that's what
that's the culture
that's the
they've
culture we in.
created. You know what I'm saying? And we've bought
Yeah,
into it. You know what I'm saying? But I read this book, man, and it's called "Rest is Resistance." You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just flips that whole hustle culture, that grind culture on its face. Like,
yeah,
you need to go the other way. Like,
yeah.
no, I'm not grinding.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to grind to live on Earth. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
like
saying?
it's so much to enjoy, you know. But that's why they plant them seeds about division of men and women because they know if you get together as a team, y'all at some point you're gonna figure it out to the point where shit don't both of us don't need to work no two damn jobs to do this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you got people who smart and willing to be able to and willing to work with each other, however the hell whatever happened, But um, it's crazy to see it. On every level of government, they're supposed to be working to make it better, but they really be working to make it harder and to make you work harder so they can get more money from you to fund like shit that don't have nothing to do with you.
Oh yeah, and
You know,
it's an intricate system that's working beautifully. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
And they get us to grind and work hard. And when you ain't working hard, what I'm saying, you got shit in your face that you should have a Gucci bag, and so you grind even harder because what I'm saying,
yeah.
now mentally, what I'm saying, I got to look a certain way, and like we got to deprogram ourselves from all of that. That's the
Man, like
only way it changes that we
yeah,
buy into it all.
but you know how hard it is to not buy into it because you really be on an island when you don't.
It's programming. You
Yeah,
see, everything you see, even when you're on social media, or even if you're just watching TV. You know what I'm saying? It's constant programming. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
and it's getting bolder. I don't know if you've seen this latest Suki Hana video where like the chicks in half naked and they just all their asses in the screen. And I said, damn, it made my phone stink watching this, man. Let me turn this up. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like I'm always in defense of us. Everywhere I'm at, I'm always in defense of us. Always. You know what I'm saying? Like I got banned from places for being in defense for us. Most time
Yeah.
I ever got in trouble on the internet is being in defense of black people.
Right.
Okay. So, I'd be out here telling these folks that, majority of us are good people. You know what I'm saying? And most of us don't want to be outside with our ass out twerking. Most of us don't carry a gun for crime purposes. But all of us ain't been in jail, despite what y'all think. All of us didn't grow up selling crack. Some of us don't know how to make crack. Some of us, you can hand us a ball of crack and we wouldn't know what the fuck to do with it.
Nope.
Some of us can't shoot a ball. Some of us can't run fast. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us don't do crime. A lot of us hate the shit as much as y'all do.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Especially people living right in the middle of it. Like,
Oh,
have you ever went and talked to people who live in these neighborhoods who don't do crime? You'll see how much they hate that shit.
right.
You know
I
what I'm saying? They say, well, what do they do in the neighborhoods? I say people be mourning forever. Like it's always things going on in the neighborhood in regards to that shit. Dog. Like people always crying, people always complaining, people always trying to push back. And I said it just be this small group. But then you'll fuck around and you'll wake up on a Friday morning and you'll see a Sukihana video with everybody in there being a thought. And you'll be like, well, what the hell am I doing, man?
man. And
You know
then
what I'm saying?
added
So
to the voting processes, it gets even worse. Like we gonna twerk to the poll? Like what?
and that's what they think is the message. But the support for him been kind of dwindling since Obama's second term.
Yeah.
It started to fall in. So maybe I think the trend is still on a downward turn as more of us start to become a little older and a little more sophisticated. And
A lot of this
uh,
stuff starting
yeah,
to hit home.
yeah. A lot of us are starting to see because when we were young, a lot of that shit was being implemented, and we ain't know where it was going. So now we at the place where it's going, and we don't like where the destination is. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, but like I said, all over in local and state and federal level, it's just seems like they just kind of poking the bear. They want to see how far it goes before folks lose their mind. You know, um, and the thing about them is, I don't really think they understand that they won't be able to have any control in that situation. I think they really feel like they could push a button or something.
Well, if you got enough money, you feel like you can get away.
Yeah.
Like if we
Um,
started to blow this mug up, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Don't think that they ain't got all kind of
Yeah.
helicopters and stuff that'll fly them up out of here.
You could put yourself in a cage with a lion and a couple of buckets of meat. And you can keep that lion off you as long as that meat is in that bucket.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you might even get away with not having no meat in the bucket for 2 or 3 days. Once that lion's stomach starts growling, you ain't got that meat in the bucket no more. You are not in control like you think you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And bad things can happen to you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of the situation. You got almost 600, 700,000 people with no home. These people are just roaming free the streets.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? That's right there alone is just chaos waiting to happen in itself.
Yeah.
If
It's
these
right
people
there.
ever just get desperate enough to say, hey man, we just gonna cause hate everywhere.
Yeah.
If you
But
don't got no house, just go cause some chaos. What they gonna do? And then you got just let a few million people in here that you don't know or where they came from or what they got up. You don't know they done told you. They done had some terror cells come across the border that they ain't found and they looking for.
right.
So you got that boiling. It's hey,
It's
man, I'm going
yeah.
to get me some big guns and some little guns. And probably gonna start buying me some extra water bottles and nasty cans of tomatoes and shit because they gonna wild out. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to sound doom and gloom, but when you start thinking about the number of things that's going on here at the same time that's not being addressed, like at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the shit that they are taking the time to address,
Yeah.
like
It's right there, man. I mean, and they avoided it a little bit. I don't know if you remember when the Occupy movement kind of jumped
yeah,
off and
yeah,
they squashed it. I
yeah.
don't think they're gonna be able to squash it again.
They're not gonna be a yeah because all the goody two shoes are starting to suffer now.
Yeah,
See, the
because
goody two shoes helped them squash that first one.
yeah,
You know,
because
all them people who look,
that gap is widening. Like
yeah,
that's the problem, and
he ain't
and the
got that
gap is
many
starting to get
loyalists.
to them too.
Yeah. I don't think the Democrat Party gonna be able to kill the next big um Bernie Sanders type that they get. They're not gonna be able to pull that shit off. They got away with it 2 times.
Yeah,
They get
yep.
not giving people who they wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like we wanted this person and you got this person instead. So they paid for it with Trump the first time.
Yep.
You know, they're gonna pay for it with Trump again. I don't know. I'm still just this like I'm 45, bro. I've never seen a political cycle this weird where one party is doing so much to lose that you almost to the point where you're like, are y'all really just kind of throw this
Yeah.
and y'all got some other shit planned so y'all can say wasn't us in office when it happened?
I pretty much feel like they know Biden is gonna lose, and now they're trying to secure power just under him. Like,
Yeah,
okay, we lose the presidency, but let's get Congress back. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Let's get these folks back. Like it's almost that type of plan because most people pay attention to the president. We pay attention to the president too much. Like
yeah,
I'll never see him. You know, it's like, and he doesn't affect my day to day life.
yeah.
Like, but he's a great distraction. He's a great distraction to come to town, and folks take pictures, and but all this other stuff is going on behind the scenes, behind the curtain. That's the real levers of power, and that's why I reference, what I mean, what's happened with that at the U.S. Congress level and the U.S. Senate level, like what they're trying to do with that behind that Biden stuff. It's almost like the Biden stuff is the
It's
distraction
a
for
distraction.
him to gather power behind him. Like we'll deal with a Trump because we got the power here. You know what I'm saying? They almost feel like they can control Trump if they get Congress. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can get his crazy ass in there, but he ain't gonna pass nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
So
I think that's kind of their
I don't
next
I
thing.
don't think they counting on how many people that they pissing off.
No, they're not. That's the key. They're not.
They
Really.
I don't know what they watching, where they looking, who they talking. I remember I heard Jim Clyburn say he was riding around a few states talking to people and they was okay with their like, who the hell is this man talking to? I'm glad they got him off there. You see how fast they pulled him off
Yeah.
because he was really starting to he was starting to sink the ship like early.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why they put Chicken George up there anyway. He's not supposed to be talking to nobody.
Well, he a good dog. He a good doggy, man. You know what I'm saying? They got their watchdogs, and they're establishing politicians that they no matter what, no matter how foolish they look, they're gonna toe the party line. And he
They
won.
got the little dude, the Marcel guy running against him over there,
Oh man,
South Carolina.
yeah,
He ain't
I
winning.
follow him on Twitter. Like
Yeah,
he talk good, but he a little loose cannon too. So it's like chill out, dog. Like just
yeah, he real down home. You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And that's what's gonna keep him from connecting with those with the more sophisticated side of the party because he a
yeah.
little bit too down
They a
home.
loose cannon. You know what I'm saying?
But he just seemed like he's a real person. But
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just like they a lot of them a lot of the candidates period when you run into them and you talk to them before they get in office, they always all of them on every level, they all seem like they can connect. But it's something about once you cross that threshold in the office. um
yeah. You look at somebody like AOC, like
yeah,
she was so broke, little bartender.
yeah,
Now she worth 20 million.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, I guess that. It, I mean, you know, it's an integrity thing, and
Yeah,
I'm just starting to think that a lot of people who get into that don't really deal with integrity a lot, because you
I think
can't
they
get
get in
into
there
that. You can't get into that and survive and be an integrity a person with integrity. You'll
too
be a
much
one
corruption,
termer, maybe two.
too much corruption.
But the thing about it is, if you're a person with integrity, me personally, I think you will have a following that won't allow for you to be pushed out.
Oh man,
You
uh,
know, but people don't take that chance, and
yeah. I think at least at the state level,
yeah,
you can do that. At the
yeah,
federal level, it's too much money.
yeah,
Way too much money. Too many packs. Like
yeah,
you know, what I'm saying, if you're not supported by a pack at the federal level, you just dead in the water. You know, like it's so locked in.
yeah.
Like
Because
it's so
I'm
locked
telling
in.
you, even if you was able to get the swell you needed to create your own pack and started to move in that way, they would probably come in and tear it down.
Oh, they would.
Especially if it seemed like it's gonna be a little bit of a problem. You know what I'm saying? So
The man, the money in politics is so ridiculous that it's unfathomable.
yeah,
Like you got PACs right now that's just in place to pay Trump's uh legal fees. Like I just saw a graphic today from one, I think no, it's two PACs that they showed. They paid out almost $60 million just on his legal fees. they like they paid 60 on his legal fee. They paid the legal fees before they even paid the party. And they like
you
it's
know,
it's a crazy amount of money that's just in politics that
well,
if Citizens United never goes away, it's like pointless
yeah.
at the federal level anyway.
Um, you should nobody should after that lawsuit, um, the Democratic Party should have just really fell apart, you know. For you to tell your people that you asked to support your party that um well, we know you pay us uh to do this, you know what I'm saying, but we don't really have to do that. We don't really have to. We know you voted for this person, but we don't want them. We don't have to put them there. So what is the purpose of having us then?
Right. But
You know,
that speaks to what even the most staunch Democrats in this country, or even Republicans for that matter, we don't pay attention to how these parties are made up and what their rules are. You know what I mean? Like you got electors and
yeah,
different levers of power within the parties
yeah.
that pull strings that people that we never even talk about. And
So
none of those folks look like us. So even
no,
that's why we get the results we get in the
yeah,
parks because we're not electors. We're not, what I'm saying? We're not poll workers. We're not like it's so many levers of power and
yeah,
levels of power in the party
yes.
where if we don't populate it, we'll never get the results.
Hey,
So we shouldn't even
that
be in it.
that should have caused at least a large exodus if it had not been like the nail in the coffin, which I think is I, that's another thing that the news didn't really get deep into because they kind of skipped over it because I think that would um, really would have pissed more people off if they would have known because they covered it, but they didn't cover it for it. You know, they didn't run it into the ground that Debbie, whatever her last name is, with that hard to pronounce last name, that she was doing all this crooked shit, and how how much Hillary Clinton was involved in all of this,
Yeah.
you know, and then they just for them to cook it the way they cooked it, and we'll make it so y'all can never move us around.
Yeah. Well,
You
you
know what I'm
talk about
saying?
another lever of power.
Yeah,
You talk about another cog in the wheel of the
yeah,
machine, the media.
yeah,
Like, we've gone from what 80 different media outlets to like 8.
yeah,
That's part of the machine. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, no, we ain't gonna run that.
You know,
We're not gonna tell the game.
but that's what I said about the Tyson thing. I said, why you think Tyson felt bold enough to fire people from America and then hire a bunch of illegals because it ain't nothing but them and maybe one other chicken place.
Yep.
You know, so if you don't like chicken, you know, it's really hard to boycott us and not buy our products when pretty much all you can get
Yep.
is our products. You know what I'm saying? So it would take something on a different level other than me not buying your stuff. They would have to take like physical things would have to happen to their businesses in order for them to start, you know, moving different because uh right now, I don't really see people being able to get away from them because it ain't nothing but a few companies that run everything. So you could say, let's boycott this, but if they got your toilet paper, if they got your milk and cereal, they got your water, they got your fruit, your vegetables, they got your meat, everything that you need, to not be fucked up, even just your basics, you can't get away from it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that started leading people to other types of things, man. And like if I'm just waiting for that shit that started happening eventually. And I think when some of that shit was blowing up here back a couple of months, they kept having them explosion at the plants and shit. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? They've been hush about it because you start talking about that, people get ideas. Because it's probably somebody that don't got nothing to do with none of them is doing it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But if you I don't know if you remember that, but a few months back they was having all these explosions. I don't know if they still having, because when that shit start happening, they kind of get tight-lipped about it. They'll tell you a couple of times, and then they're like, okay, let's not have that conversation.
It goes away.
Yeah, and they go away. We not. They stopped talking about the people where that chemical train crashed in their town. I don't think Biden still ain't been there.
No.
They just kind of buried them people. But they don't think about them people got relatives all over the place. They got friends all over the place that know their situation and know they've been left out there. That's the stuff that they don't talk about. They be focused on us, whether we gonna vote or not, but they don't really be focused on all the tiny people that they done stepped on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And them people, how them people feel. They ain't even talked about them people, how they feel about voting for who or who they trusting at this point. They scared to go out there and have that conversation because they already know how it's gonna go. That's why they didn't want to have that conversation with us here at their church, because they know some niggas was gonna show up in there, and ask them some questions that was gonna make them start sweat.
Yep, absolutely.
So they know what they're doing. That's why they're running. But you only can run so long before you hit a dead end and you got a face that's chasing. You can't run forever.
Absolutely, you're gonna have to face the music. Eventually, you're gonna have to face the music.
Like eventually you're gonna have to turn around and face what you're running from, man. Or it's gonna run you down and you ain't gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get ran down by some, if you're running from it and it run you down, it definitely ain't good. You know what I'm saying? So, but
exactly, because the next thing it's gonna run you over. It's gonna run you over.
And run you right over. So, but I think they paint themselves into a corner. So pretty much,
yeah, I just hope that it's happening slowly. I just hope that it keeps building and it keeps building and folks keep waking up, man. And I don't know. I'm looking at my mortality. Maybe I don't see it in my lifetime. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
if we can keep Glorilla out the White House, we might get somewhere.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's the hope, man. Man,
we really need some fresh leaders, man. I don't know, man. We don't produce those types anymore, really. If we do, they go into sports and they be leaders in sports and shit.
Yeah, it's gonna take an effort on our behalf.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a sacrifice. Like somebody like me who's approaching 50. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take us to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? It might not be me, but it might be my kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need to, invest in the next generation to flip this around.
I'm trying to do better, man, and be more involved in the community, man. But it just, I don't know. It's I don't know how you do it. I see what you deal with.
a lot of prayer and
Man, your hair, I've been knowing you a long time. Your hair done got grayer.
man,
Other folks was working for me, working your nerves, man. You
man,
know,
it's definitely a lift, but it's something that I'm passionate about, man, and I hope that you know I hope to
every
make
time
a
somebody
difference.
asks me, they like, you want to get a product like y'all really? No, I'm not gonna be welcoming no. They gonna be like, boy, if you don't get that nigga out of here as soon as I show up. I was like, nah, no, sir. They said, no, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Man,
Did you see his Facebook page? I'm disqualified just for all the shit I talk on Facebook. That alone disqualifies me from everything. Just go look at his Facebook page. Oh my God.
yeah, it's funny, man. I'm glad you said that. It's funny. We had a connection with our group with the White House. They were
Yeah,
coming here to make an announcement on some infrastructure dollars or whatever.
yeah,
And so we were talking to the White House and they were vetting us. And so they had looked at my stuff and they were like, his footprint is all bad. Like he don't even
yeah,
like Biden. So they
yeah.
had to use somebody else in my group that didn't have a bad footprint just to it's like they was like, dang, like you must be really like, yeah, I can't even
You
lie.
they look,
I be
you are already blackballed up there on Capitol Hill. They say who?
yeah, I
No,
couldn't do nothing but stand in the audience, dog.
you
But
know,
I had a little bit of pride in it too because
you
yeah,
know, it's
damn it,
it's the
ain't
thing
no go
about it
along.
is
I ain't
too.
no go along to get along. So
Um,
yeah,
it's like I watched them do. Like the thing that scared me is I watched them guys in St. Louis all get knocked off one by one. Like they did.
we ain't talked about
Um,
that. We ain't talked.
that kind of thing is when you do. I did make me think about you really have to think about your security when you take that step, man. I think a lot of us don't really. We will be prepared, like in our mind, as far as our game plan goes, into going into attacking what's in front of us, but we don't really think about our perimeters and our security. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
a lot of our leaders. That's why why you think them people from the Nation of Islam, them niggas, they don't nobody kill them niggas. You know why? Because they always got a wall.
yeah,
And I'm pretty sure they know if you mess around over here, you gonna have to suffer the wrath of these men for a long time.
yep.
Anybody who killed any of their leaders is already dead. So they didn't last long at all. Like none of them. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And that's how it should be. They don't like you hear you talk like that, but really you have to protect yourself in a way because once you start to get the people on your side, boy, that target is you get big. That target get big.
Yep, it's definitely crucial. You know.
People ask me about it. You want to be in politics? Because them like that nigga got a gun when he come to the meetings. I sure the hell do. So I don't
Yep.
trust none of y'all or none of them either.
All right. Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
it's been
I
too
know
many
you.
of us that have died in mysterious
Yeah,
car fires.
yeah. Like I know y'all don't like me. I tell you what, somebody run up on me and they gonna get shot too.
Hmm.
It's two people over this motherfucker, believe me, him and him.
Yep.
But it's just like, I just always feel them guys. I was like, I always ask myself, like, wow, once you had to feel that heat, how you gonna let yourself just be so comfortable? And I just feel bad thinking about every time we get people who be on the verge of being true leaders, somebody come along and tip them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And we don't never have the community ever done. The community don't never really wrap around these guys and make sure they protect. You
Yeah.
got gangs of niggas, gangs, blood crip ass. Y'all know y'all got somebody that's on your side. Y'all better be trying to make sure don't nothing happen to these people.
Yep.
They can make your life better where you might not even be having to have gang wars and shit because you got enough resources to pass around to everybody because
Yep.
people looking out for you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Your neighborhood cleaner now. You know, they come and clean the streets regularly. They don't open up some grocery stores. You go get some other than a fucking honey bun and hot Cheetos at night.
Right.
And you don't have to deal with Ahmed to do it, knowing Ahmed don't like you.
Exactly.
You know, because now some of us gonna be able to have our store. You can go in the store and look at somebody that look like you, that understand how you move, and they treat you a little bit.
Yep. Absolutely. Community.
Yeah.
Community. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Man, bro, I appreciate you, man. I know we just hit this hour mark.
Yeah. I'll just say we just hit that hour mark.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So, man, I want to thank you, man, for coming on with me, man, and really kicking it.
It's all good.
You know, we've been doing this for a minute, so
it's
always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Just on a different medium, that's all.
Yeah, it's always fun.
No doubt.
I don't know. I'm finna get out here and work on this little YouTube channel, man. I might post one of my little stories I read tonight. If they let anybody see it.
Oh, okay. Well,
I got about
the chance that you do, share some information on where maybe people can go and look at it.
Yeah. So I ain't got nothing else beside that, man.
Okay. Well, to everybody that tuned in, man, I see we got some folks on. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Thawed News Live. Man, make sure you check us out next Friday at 8 p.m. We'll be back on here. Hopefully, J-Jack will be on with us, man, and we'll be right back at it.
J-Jack be on to work them comments.
No doubt. No doubt. For sure.
All right,
y'all. Peace.
All right.
Yes, sir.